Hey, what is going on, everybody? Thank you all for watching my video today. We are only in day 2 of NFL free agency. A lot of crazy things have already happened, and even though there's plenty more that's going to go on, in my eyes, there's already been a clear winner of the entire free agency period emerge, and that is the Los Angeles Chargers. This is a team that was very close to making the playoffs last year. It came down to that wild game against the Raiders, that overtime showdown, where Brandon Staley controversially called that timeout. But the Chargers kept coming in this offseason with they're clearly trying to prove something. They're trying to become Super Bowl contenders along with their LA rivals, their stadium co-occupants, the champion Los Angeles Rams. And what the Chargers have done the past few days has been absolutely stellar. Yesterday, they signed the top cornerback on the market, one of the best cornerbacks in the league over the past 2 seasons, J.C. Jackson, formerly of the Patriots. They signed him to a 4-year contract that can earn him up to $81 million. And that's just a game-changing move for the Chargers defense. Not to mention, only a few days earlier, they traded a second-round pick and a sixth-round pick to the Chicago Bears for Khalil Mack, the edge rusher who's been one of the best in the NFL over the past decade. He made the 2010s All-Decade team for his play with the Raiders and the Bears. Last year, he dealt with some injuries. I think he only played in 7 games, but he did have 6 sacks in those games, and that just proves that when healthy, he's still one of the best in the business. And to pair him with Joey Bosa, who's also an absolutely fantastic pass rusher, that could be a game-changing duo for the Chargers, and you put them with a secondary that consists of now J.C. Jackson, who's one of the best players at getting interceptions in the NFL. He's a ball hawk for sure, and you got Asante Samuel Jr. on the other side, who already showed that he's at least an above average corner in his rookie season. He's only going to hopefully continue to get better. That pairing could be a real problem for quarterbacks. I mean, if you're going against Patrick Mahomes and Russell Wilson and even Derek Carr, you're going to need really good corners, really good secondary, and that's just what the Chargers have built really over the past year now that they have Jackson in here. Not to mention Derwin James, if he's able to sustain his health for once since his rookie season, his transcendent rookie season, if we're being honest, one of the better rookie seasons by a safety I can remember. He's dealt with a lot of injuries, but when he's healthy, he adds yet another dimension to that defense that creates a real problem for other teams. He's as hard a hitter as they come at that safety position. So those are 5 guys. Samuel's not there yet, but that's 4 guys who are absolute blue chippers. Samuel has the potential to become a Pro Bowl caliber player in the future as well. And there's also a lot of other good pieces. The Chargers also just signed 2 solid defensive tackles, Sebastian Joseph Day and Austin Johnson, formerly of the Rams and the Giants, respectively. Not exactly guys who will jump off the page, but they're solid players. And they're definitely going to help up front because the Chargers' run defense was certainly their biggest problem last year. I would say maybe even the reason they missed the playoffs, besides that error by Brandon Staley in that final game. But across the entire season, that run defense really hurt them. They do still need a little inside linebacker help. Kenneth Murray had a solid rookie season. He did not live up to his potential as a first-round pick last season. Guys like Kaiser White aren't quite cutting it either, but they do have the draft, and there's also maybe they'll find someone cheap as well to bring in. So they'll have to fix that hole up, but for the rest of this defense right now, it looks incredible. I would be surprised if it's not one of the top 5 defenses in the NFL next season. You could also look at some current free agents. Chris Harris Jr., who was on the team the last 2 years, he was another all-decade performer last in the 2010s. And while he's not quite at that level anymore, he's still been solid, and maybe he'll take a pay cut to come back to the Chargers and just create a phenomenal trio at cornerback. Maybe they aren't able to re-sign him, but even with Asante Samuel Jr. and J.C. Jackson, they're going to be a real problem for other teams throwing the ball. And of course on offense, they're already fantastic. Justin Herbert's going to be thrown to guys like Austin Eckler, Keenan Allen. They just locked up Mike Williams, who had a breakout season last year. The former top 10 pick really started to come along over last season. Tight end, they could add someone. I'm not sure Jared Cook is the answer there at his advanced age, but their offensive line is fantastic. Rashawn Slater was great as a rookie. Corey Linsley proved that leaving Green Bay's system, he's still one of the best offensive linemen, one of the best centers in the NFL. Shout out Trey Manning's cousin, Matt Filer. He had a great season as well. So this Chargers team is loaded. And I've been contending that the Chiefs are the team to beat in the AFC in that division. I said it about the Broncos Russell Wilson trade. I was like, I'm not sure if it's going to help the Broncos. They could make the playoffs, but are they on the level of the Chiefs? No, I don't think so quite yet. They'd have to prove otherwise. I'm of the opinion right now that this Chargers defense can raise their level of play, that they might be equals with the Chiefs next season, especially with the Chiefs. Seems like they're going to lose Tyrann Mathieu. They did replace him with Justin Reed, the former Texan safety. He's a quality player, but he's no Tyrann Mathieu. He's no first-team All-Pro. The Chiefs also just lost Charvarius Ward to the 49ers, solid corner, who became a really important part of that defense over the last few seasons. So we'll have to see what happens. I mean, the Chiefs they're not going to go away. Their offense is one of the best of all time. They're former champs for a reason. But the Chargers have done plenty to close that gap substantially. I'm excited to see this AFC West compete against each other next season. It's going to be a bloodbath. So clearly, in my opinion, the Chargers are the winners of free agency thus far, and I don't expect that to change. I don't see another team doing something on the level to improve themselves that the Chargers have. Even though plenty of other teams have done great things, I think the Chargers have set the standard for what a great offseason looks like in 2022. So that's going to do it for this video. I'm going to have probably another video right after this. There's all kinds of crazy stuff going on free agency, but I wanted to highlight what the Chargers have done over these past few days because it's really been something to take note of. So thanks for watching my video. Have a great rest of your day.